You're watching the Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, brought to you by our 2023 partners.
The Atlanta Fire taking on the Fort Lauderdale Lions. A do-or-die contest for both the sides, as they know the winner will advance to the tournament. They want that spot in the Super Fours of the Atlantic Conference. Everything on the line here. So here we are at the Prairie View Cricket Complex, Houston, Texas. You could say comfortable, 88 degrees Fahrenheit, comfortable for Houston standards. Now the Atlanta Fire are taking on the Fort Lauderdale Lions with everything on the line. They want to grab that spot in the Super Fours of Atlantic Conference. And the news is that the Fort Lauderdale Lions won the toss and they decided to field first. Usually we've seen PVCC teams batting first have a slight advantage, but Fort Lauderdale Lions believe that they can chase down any target put in front of them come the big day. So the Fort Lauderdale Lions, Tej Narayan Chandrapal, are fantastic as ever. Brian Gale, Brown, Danza Hyatt, Kevin Stout, Isaiah Raja, Marvin Darlington, Adam Khan, Vinit Tagaris, Ravindra Prasad, and Alderman Lesman. It's quite a side there at Fort Lauderdale Lions. And up against Atlanta Fire. To open the batting for them, it's going to be Taylor and Zayed. Now, Stephen Taylor. There isn't a ground in whole of USA that he hasn't played cricket in. Stephen Taylor, extremely experienced. Even in the 10 matches now, 205 runs already amassed. And then Syed will join him. First ball. And first runs at the board as well. Gently taps it into the gap, Taylor. Now Vineet. He's operating without a slip with the new ball, though. And if that's going to be the line, it's going to be more troublesome. And it's got just enough Sunoko to reach the fence. The first boundary comes, and perhaps not off the bat. It's a gift from the opposition. Vineet's got to reball this one. Sliding down the leg side. A little bit of a warm up there. No chance for the fielder at fine leg. He's made his mind up to go leg side. Straight to the fielder, though. Now, Vineet's trying to swing the ball. He's got to pitch it up, and perhaps in the corridor of uncertainty, that's when he'll invite the batter to go for the shots. He's sliding down leg side too much. That's much better. Huge appeal as well. Kane's not impressed. This time was ready to move towards his left. But there's no doubt that Vineet's struggling with line in this over. The first over always sets the rhythm for the bowler. And at the moment, Vineet's looking for some. once again on the leg side. He did make the batter a candidate for LBW. We'll wait for the umpire's signal. If there is none, now there is one. So Zain Said's going to wait for his first run. He's currently on 99 runs in 7 games. Taylor was quick to get off the mark. I was about to say Taylor was swift to get off the mark, and then I realized some might not be fans. Not of the Taylor on your screens, though. Everybody's a fan of the Taylor on your screen. At the international level, it's just a treat to watch the way he adapts to different conditions. I remember watching him in Oman as well. Just terrific. This one kept a little bit low, but Taylor had an answer to it. 8 without a wicket.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Will get off the mark there, Said, and score his 100th run. It's not often that you get your first in a game and it's the 100th in the tournament. It's good to see that Brown is trying to make the batters drive more. And he started off with a lovely line as well. The umpires are very watchful of every second spent in changing accessories. Taylor wants a different weapon of destruction. He didn't go for the other options. It seemed like the one running in knew exactly which willow to give. Like all good batters do, no matter what level of cricket they're playing from. They've been doing this for ages. Survey the field and register in your mind by moving your hand to every single fielder what exactly the field is. Good length there from Brown. Just curtailing Taylor from going on the back foot altogether. We haven't seen much movement so far from the fast bowlers. Length becomes key then. Got the width this time, Taylor. And only Zane's running because Taylor doesn't need to. Covering 22 yards to give him some glove love there. Superb shot. As soon as Taylor saw that there's some room, pounced on it. Very nonchalant as well. Once it goes through the infield, no chance for anyone in the deep. Remember, it's the first 6 overs, only 2 men are allowed to patrol the boundary rope. This delivery was similar to the one that he bowled the second delivery of the over. With the angle, it just comes back in nicely. And this was slightly quicker as well. Good thinking from Brown. He's understood to cramp the batter for room. Otherwise, Taylor comes out on top. Good anticipation. Ended the over. 5 came of Brown's over, 13 for no loss.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का।
लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट में क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Vinith will continue, and this time will look to target. This time will look to target outside off. Comparatively slower start for Syed. A very compact cricketer, Zain Syed. Loves to hit in the gaps, and today he's searching for some. Taylor had to take cover, and this time the ball will race away to the fence. Syed gets his first boundary. That came quicker than it left Vinith's hand. On the middle stump, just a touch full perhaps, but enough to entice the batter to go for the drive, and the on drive looks lovely. Good to see the non-striker play a part in sending it for 4 too. Tap and run. Yeah, Dan Zahid has a thing or two to say to Vinith. That's also because he's played a lot of cricket. Off late, the smaller format, the shorter format is something that Dan Zahid absolutely loves playing. Recently met him in Miami, and it was great to understand his psyche before going in crunch situations. The problem's not even wide. The problem is that it's a no ball. It's one of those rare occasions where the bowler wants to turn and look at the umpire and see him go with two hands wide open, not just one. Unfortunately for Vineet, it's just one, and that means many forms of getting the batter out are now suspended. It's a free hit. There is some movement off the deck. It didn't bounce as much as well. Would have been a great delivery only if the line would have been better. But the front foot of Vineet has misbehaved. Taylor's not going to spare him. It required a tree trunk to stop that ball. The way Taylor's hit this one, just feel like he would have gone for the shot even if it wouldn't have been a free hit. Willow to wood. That's the journey of the leather. Superb shot. Now we're back live. And this time Taylor chooses leg side. Race will not be won by the fielder. It's the ball again. When Taylor hits it, it stays hit. And Prairie View Cricket Complex never disappoints with the outfield. You get value for your runs. Just towards the left of mid-on, and then the chase began. Brown trying his best, but the ball still had enough power and timing behind it. 27 for no loss. 3 boundaries in the over already. Remember, there was a no ball. Now the extra delivery. How taxing is it going to be, or will it be successful? Straight to the fielder. Another over to forget for Vineet. He's searching for some form. He's searching for some rhythm. 3 overs gone. 27 for no loss. Going at 9 and over here, the Atlanta Fire. Good delivery from Brown, a touch slower as well. Syed was almost launched into the shot while he realized the ball doesn't have that much pace. Who said change-ups are only for the death overs? With a considerably new ball, Brown has produced a beauty. And he's got the knack of making the ball move towards the outside edge of the right-hander from where it pitches. Was struck well, but point was very well placed. A good adjustment. Very good adjustment from Syed. It's not a clean pickup, so the single will be taken without resistance. Marvin's looking at the outfield in dismay. He sensed that opportunity for a clean pickup and throw. Now for Taylor, mid-wicket in place in case he wants to go leg side, but he's chosen to go with the straighter bat. It's a slower delivery once again. The slower delivery is serving Brown really well today. So far, we've seen that this surface has been hit through the line, kind of a wicket, but a couple of balls are kept low. Luckily for the batters, those two balls have gone down the leg side. Did he get the elevation just enough? And he's also put it towards the right of diving Mervyn. That was painstakingly close for Brown as well. He almost saw the wickets column take. The Fort Lauderdale Lions, they want to vindicate their decision to bowl first, and only way of doing it is by picking up early wickets. Would have had his heart in his mouth, Taylor. He knew that he didn't get in elevation, but he got the placement. Taylor's living dangerously now. Oh, don't bother. Don't bother even running. This was 6 the moment he left the bat. Just a moment ago, he was teasing the fielders. This time, he's teasing everybody. It was a slower delivery, but Taylor was waiting for a slower delivery. And he's picked the bones out of this one as nonchalantly as possible. It was turning out to be a terrific over, but the last two deliveries produced 10. 4 overs gone, 38 without a wicket. Time for spin, Ravindra Prasad. Does the trick. The quicker delivery, it was slightly shorter as well. But it zooted from where it pitched. Top of the middle stump. And that's the end of Syed. He'd made his mind up that he wants to go for a big shot here, Syed. And that premeditation has brought about his end to the innings. A shrewd Prasad. Just a hint of turn. But a shorter delivery has done the trick. Syed was expecting it to be slightly slower as well, but this one was quicker. Umpire Brian Kane politely telling the batter, all right, we understand, Simmons, that the ball might not get to your head, but you need the headgear. And this is why Simmons is there. Wicket to wicket. Serves him well there. Now, even before this delivery, Dan Zahid had a thing or two to say to the spinner. Once again, discussing. Immediately taps the surface. Lendl Simmons just wants to check if anything's uneven. Fire have lost their first wicket, 38 for 1. And Simmons is off the mark. The Atlanta Fire management wants to keep the right-hand, left-hand combination alive. Simmons' number 3 is also a great ploy because you get somebody who can go bonkers towards the end as well. Him getting more balls to play is vital in a crunch game of this kind. However, is it the regular PVCC wickets that we usually see? Regular PVCC wickets hit through the line, you get runs. Here, the ball's keeping low sometimes. He decided not to play this. And for the youngsters watching, you're allowed to do this in case you're not ready. The best thing to do as a batter is to move away. Let it be signaled a dead ball. Don't offer a shot. Oh, once that single. The tall Lendl Simmons was able to put in the strides just in time. Now, Lesman was clear that he wants the ball. Lesman was clear that the non-striker had a better opportunity to get run out. Looks like Simmons had made it. And was there a ricochet as well? What an over this is turning out to be from Prasad. If this over is any template, then spinners will thrive on this wicket. Can't get the run this time. Good thinking from Lesman. Moving as quickly as possible as he senses he doesn't want to wait for anybody else. 5 overs gone, 40 for 1.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Kevin Stout. Brown and Vinay get a break. Want to be saved for the death overs, perhaps. Brown more so. Persad from one end, Kevin from the other. He's got to replicate what he did for the Beamers in the season that he was representing them. Picking up wickets at regular intervals, Kevin Stout. And today, what he can try and work with is the lack of bounce as well from certain areas. And if Taylor can be induced into a false shot, then we're looking at a wicket for Kevin. Just like that, the outside edge will carry, and Kevin Stout will pick up the wicket that was asked of him. It's the dangerous Taylor walking back after getting a start, more importantly. In Atlanta Fire, they've lost someone very, very important. This is exactly why Kevin was brought into the attack. Second delivery, edge generated, easily carries. And that's the end of Stephen Taylor. Would be very disappointed. He couldn't convert the start in a huge game of this kind. It's 40 for 2. Captain strides out of bat. Aaron Jones. Kevin still bowling to the left-hander in his mind. Immediately apologizes to Lesman. Now Lendl Simmons. Would he still play his natural game? Now the 2 wickets have been lost in the power play. The first, that is. 2 wickets have been lost. This is the final over of the power play. Would he want to make use of the last 3 balls with the field restrictions? If it's in the slot, he will go for it. Straighter down the ground is something that he's so adept at. Huge appeal from Kevin, but the finger stays down. And from this angle, we might not be the best judge, but the umpire is. Two deliveries left in the power play. Watches this one go. And if Lendl Simmons has watched this one go, it's only because of the situation and the gravity of the game. Lendl Simmons absolutely loves the ball going away from him. We've seen him so many times chase the ball. A similar delivery I remember in Morgan Hill, where he was wearing the Strikers jersey, of course. He put away for 6 over extra. A gentle nudge will answer him. 2 runs. Excellent dive in the deep there. A good over still for Kevin. A successful over. 44 for 2, Atlanta Fire.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का।
लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Now 24 of 18, Stephen Taylor would be very disappointed to be back in the hut after getting a start. A good catch by Gale. But then Zain Syed departed even earlier. Now Vineeth was struggling with form. He would like to change this around in the last 2 overs if he gets to bowl. That is, Brown was so-so. But Ravindra Prasad was excellent as he picked up a wicket the first over itself, sending Zain back. And then in the next over, Kevin getting introduced and getting the outside edge that carries to Gale. Not just that Gale is sensational at gully, you post him in the deep as well. He's been excellent. You've seen a couple of dives already. Danza. The field is inside the circle. They've got to be ready for it, isn't it? Because Ravindra Prasad knows that in this situation, the tap and run is always on. Two considerably new men at the crease. Good thinking. Very good thinking by Dancer as well as taking a bigger start straight towards the batter. It's a similar delivery to what got Zain out. Curtailing the batter on the back foot there. But Aaron Jones would still get that single. This is superb stuff from Prasad. Look how quickly he's getting done with the over as well. 5 deliveries already bowled. The ball has hardly left the 30-yard circle. He's kept the boundary balls at bay. 4 singles in that over. 48 for 2. Kevin will continue. And will he continue to pick up wickets as well? Simmons this time has gone for it. A wider third man and the ball reaches him because of more torque. Lesmond doesn't tame that throw. Still no damage done though. Kevin has challenged the batters so far with the length that he's bowling and the lack of pace, inviting the batter to go for the big shot and lose their shape in the process. And they've got to wait a little bit more for the ball to arrive. He's straight down the leg side for the right-hander here. Is it the left-hand, right-hand combination that's continuing to trouble Kevin here? If he can master the lines at this stage, he will become even more dangerous a bowler to face. Someone who thinks on his feet there, Kevin. Terrific. And has a knack of delivering that heavy ball as well. The bottom hand coming off the bat immediately. Lender will still get a single. And Danza Hyatt today has dropped his glasses so many times. He's dropped his shades almost every time the ball's come towards him. Went chasing at it. Two right-handers there. Forget it, Kevin. Just get back your line. Extra bit of bounce this time. Superbly fielded. For most parts, it looked like it's going to go for 4 because Jones had struck it well. We'll try and get you a replay as soon as we get time. This could have been dangerous. From a similar length, the ball didn't bounce as much. What a good shot that was just 2 balls ago. Aaron Jones will retain strike with that single. 55 for 2 after 8.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Prasad into his third. The pace of the deliveries has changed. Prasad's allowing more flight, obviously, because he's bowling outside the power play now. Elton has been such a good fielder for the Fort Lauderdale Lions. He will dive for you, save those crucial boundaries, and make the batters work for every run when the ball comes towards him. A good adjustment by Lendl Simmons, but still that venturing out allowed him to access the gap better. Now 2 runs in 4 balls. Is Jones tempted to go for a big shot here? Persaud's not allowing him. Elton's everywhere. He's got a very strong wrist there, Persad. At any stage, was he tempted to be a good wrist spinner as well? He's chosen the craft of finger spin though. At any stage, was he tempted? A very quiet over from Persad. He always keeps the boundary balls at bay. 9 overs gone, 59 for 2. Fire need to get a move on. With 8 wickets in hand and 11 overs left, this would be a great time to shift gears. 59 for 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का।
लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Isaiah Raja. More spin coming your way. Simmons is actually to go for a big shot. We saw that in the previous over as well. 9 of 14. It's usually the other way around. He's pitched a shot. First ball. Raja. Sweeper in place. Dangerous delivery to Simmons, though. Someone who's got that power in the torso to stand and deliver. You do not bowl short. I wonder what the plan is here. Now for Aaron Jones. I don't see any movement in the field. It looks like it's the same field. Lesmond Davis already if he ventures out, Aaron Jones. But it looks like Raja wasn't. Raja, something seems to be wrong. I think it's with the bowling arm. He is still in pain. And these are crucial moments that Aaron Jones gets to survey the field a little more. Raja is... Oh, he's already given the ball back to the umpire. Danza the first to inquire. Imagine getting ready for a day where... Oh, it's the back that he's hurt. Imagine getting ready for the day in a do-or-die contest of this kind, praying that you produce figures that your captain's proud of, the team's proud of, the fans are proud of, bowl the first one, and suddenly hurt yourself. These are things that you don't plan at all. Heartbreaking for Raja. But this little hiatus becomes a good break to replenish fluids. Headache for the skipper here. Because with Raja, you get 4 overs. And crucial breakthroughs. What's the alternative plan? It's not looking good at this stage. இருக்கணும் இருக்கட்டும். Successful over for Brian Gale, 63 for 3 at the halfway stage at Lauder Fire. Persad is going to bowl his final over then. Now with Persad and his services with the ball in hand. Persad's services with the ball in hand exhausted in the 11th over. Be interesting. Remember, Raja is still nursing an injury. Fort Lauderdale Lions are looking for a spinner in someone else then. Working in tandem. But the umpire would want to have another look at it. Persad was only giving away runs and singles. This time the shorter delivery. Lendl was prepared for it. And oh well. This one would be interesting. It was very risky though to step on the ball like that. And looks like he's done a good job. Lesman believes there was an edge. Lendl doesn't want to. Persad joined the chorus a little later. Brian Kane was sure there wasn't an edge. You've got to be prepared for the bounce that there. It wouldn't bounce as much as it does from certain spots. Tentative Lendl Simmons, 68 for 3. Brian Gale. The spinners are doing an excellent job in tying the batters down. First it was Brian Gale, followed by a good over from Prasad. Making room inside out. Jacob Spinner loves to do this. He'll be rewarded with a 6. This is where Spinner is so dangerous. He'll make it look so simple as well. With the turn, putting it away. He's got a good reach as well, a tall man. Stylish as ever. Fine legs inside the circle. Right, it was square leg. Was trying to get there. Think got a finger to it. Vinith. 2 more runs added to the tally. Maybe 3. Wasn't Gale's best delivery. Brian's got the one that doesn't turn and goes on with the angle. He's tried bowling that to Obers, but the ball has disappeared. Simmons will tuck it away and pick up a single. Knows that a 6 has already come off this over. A rare misfield from Adam. Oh, Adam Khan. Such a good fielder. Otherwise, we've seen him so many times dive around today. And that extra run conceded. 12 overs gone, 80 for 3.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
And 12 runs of Gale's over. And the captains decided to go with Khan now. Young Khan's picked up 5 wickets already, 18 years of age. And he's got a very good googly too. He started off with a stock delivery though. Just making sure that the angles are right, and Lesman will help him out as the keeper is the closest to the batter. Good start for Khan so far. He's strung together a couple of dot deliveries. Make it 3. Superb start, in fact. And this one had a little bit of loop. He's already growing in confidence. But he's up against a very shrewd customer, Lendl. Keeping it away from the arc of Lendl. Excellent thinking. Here is Khan, who's learning so quickly. And the 18-year-old is bowling to stalwarts at this stage, and he's kept it down to 2 runs with a ball to go. Now it's all about closing out his first over really well, getting a pat on his back from the skipper. Good thinking from Lendl. He's opened up the leg side and shown Khan that that's an option too. 3 runs of Khan's first, 83 for 3. Simmons wanted that single. Pienaar wanted that single. And Simmons said no. Rightfully so. Is he aiming for a bigger shot here? Simmons loves to play the big shots against the off-spinners anyway. A live wire on the field, Adam. Marginally short, and Simmons has put that away on the leg side. This is a 6 which will break the shackles. Sitting deep inside the crease and getting enough elevation. No half measures as well from Lendl Simmons. And Brown's got to fight a barbed wire to get the ball back. The umpire is checking that ball, not just because of the surface it might have encountered beyond this cricket ground, but it was struck so hard from Simmons' bat. Oh, good thinking. When Simmons uses the brute force, he's succeeded. And when he's gone for a deft touch, he hasn't today. A couple of times he's tried to run it down to third man, and the ball has evaded him, or it's gone straight to the fielder. One scoring shot in the over, and that the maximum. Seven of the over. Gale's got one more over up his sleeve. 14 overs gone, 90 for 3.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का।
लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट में क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Oh, he'll put this one away. Simmons, really well tried, whoever was there. Because it was only the crowd's catch. What a start to the over now for Simmons. A loosener from Adam Khan. Really shot from the youngster. And Simmons had all the time in the world to get into a good position and whack it away. And it doesn't help Adam that Simmons had already smashed a 6 in the previous over. So he's high on confidence. Just get a feeling that Adam was preparing for Simmons to dance down the track, and it didn't happen. Now, Simmons is one of those cricketers who doesn't need to come out of his crease. He's got so much power that he can stand and deliver. Not a bad option at all. Take a little bit more time. Moving once again outside off to open up the leg side, and that huge bat swing to come through. Good thinking from Adam to watch the batter till the last moment. Even though there was a bit of flight on it, the ball landed exactly where Adam wanted it to. Simmons not able to get underneath the ball, because if he does, then it disappears. Much better delivery as well. Jacobus picking up a single and buying a ticket to the Simmons show. This time venturing out, Simmons. What a battle this is turning out to be. Oh, marginally short once again. Good work from Winnett. He's kept it down to a single. That was struck hard. And that's the flip side of striking it hard, isn't it? If you don't get it in the gap, it reaches quickly to the fielder as well. It'll only allow you time to pick up a single, and this time not even that from Pienaar. A dot ball to end the over. What a recovery from Khan after being struck away for a 6 first ball. Just 3 of it after that. 9 of the over. Atlanta Fire 99 for 3. Simmons strikes big, and once again he peppers the leg side. "100 comes up for Atlanta Fire, and in superb style. This time it's Brian Gale invited with a 6 of the first ball. A great ball follow. That cricket ball can start to look like a golf ball immediately. Good work. But this time it'll be 2. 1 for the shot, 1 for the throw. 3 in fact. 2 for the shot and 1 for the throw. This is superb running between the wickets, and this time I felt like the ball skidded a little bit. Over Pienaar. Cheekiness will pay off. Still from the middle of the bat. He's toying with the field now. Two contrasting styles of batting here. Over Pienaar. As simple as it gets. No one at the third man region. That shot was on. Now two contrasting styles of play. Simmons makes the fielders redundant, and Pienaar is toying with the field. This one will go for 4 as well. One is a left-hander, then one is a right-hander from a similar line and length. Surely Pienaar's got 2 shots for every ball. And those are 2 shots that can yield the same result. The region might differ, the result will not. Flighted slow, created the room. Through extra cover this time, the ball races away. It's a beautiful outfield at PVCC. The change of angle has worked for Brian. Still, it's a big, big over. 17 runs come off it. And Brian's figures have gone for a toss. Make it 18 now. With a ball to go. In fact, it's the end of the over. The end of the over. 16 overs gone. 117 for 3. Atlanta Fire get a move on. Not too far away from the diving fielder. Dancer had been patrolling the area for a long time there. In the air for a considerable period of time as well, but still gets it in the gap. We're back live. And he's put this one away for 4. Young Khan's learning that even if it's marginally short, Lendl Simmons will make you pay. Now with 2 set batters, Atlanta Fire with 7 wickets in hand are looking good for a big finish. Swift hands put away through deep mid-wicket. Loves the mid-wicket region as well. Today most of his boundaries have come on the leg side, while Pienaar has been peppering the offside more. Enough bat on it. Has he taken it? Would you believe it? I think he's taken it. He's jumped to perfection and somehow, just somehow clung on to it. Lendl Simmons wanted to get to a 50 in style, not to be. Vineeth has used every inch of his height and then the jump to clasp onto that cricket ball, flying away ferociously. It's a one-handed effort, and not just that, it's only the cap which has fallen beyond the fence. The fielder hasn't. What a catch from Vineeth. It required a magical effort of this kind to send Simmons back, especially as he was getting into a murderous mood once again. Cricket ball being the victim so many times. What a spectacular catch. Now Adam was praying that there is not enough elevation. There was enough elevation, but not if you're factoring Vineeth's height and the athleticism that he can bring to the table. Commitment, 100%. $122 for 4. Khan strikes. Hamilton in the middle now. Pick up heel and the slow finger of death. Jamar Hamilton succumbs to a slower delivery early in the shot. It completed the shot, in fact. And umpire Brian reckons that would have crashed into the stumps. Khan's on a hat trick. Such a shrewd change in pace. This one came from the back of the hand. Not much spin on it as well. Jamar Hamilton was looking to smash the ball on the leg side. 2-2 for Adham Khan. Now for the hat-trick delivery. Oh, the battle cry. The battle cry first. This game's turned out to be a roller coaster already. And mind you, there's a second innings yet to be played. This was one-way traffic for a point for the first 2-3 overs. It was a so-so start for the Atlanta Fire in a must-win game. Then the big partnership. Simmons and Pienaar getting in. Then hitting boundaries at will. Simmons loses his wicket. The very next delivery, Hamilton does too. And Connor Dry finds himself trying to defend the hat-trick ball. Slip in place. And keeps the hat-trick ball out. Connor Dry. What an over this has turned out to be from Khan. He is turning to be a king of comebacks, even if he's hit away for a boundary initially part of the over. In the initial part of the over, he can make a comeback. 1-2 for 5. He's got a hand to it. Nobus has picked up a single first ball. He's given it to Connor Dry, who's yet to open his account to go for the big shots here. 1-2 for 5. Such a clever move to bring Kevin at this stage. So he bowls the 18th, then he bowls the 20th. Then will Vineet come back for the 19th? He's challenged the batters so many times in that region. It's just helping Kevin. Definitely helping Kevin that there is a new batter. A little tentative Connor Dry. But he packs a punch. That's what makes this battle even more interesting. First runs for Connor. Now, can the South African duo provide a big finish for the Atlanta Fire come the big game? The average score 150 on this track. Still 26 away from it. Now 25, even less in fact. That ball seemed very innocuous to the batter, but troublesome for the keeper Lesman. 2 runs to the tally added. And the ball won't be counted. That's the quickest that Kevin's bowled in his spell so far. And you could sense a bit of frustration there. Good slower delivery. Only a single. The single is a good result at this stage for Kevin. Turns out to be an excellent over from Kevin. He'll be confident bowling the last one too. 128 for 5. (2023) Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship. And Atlanta Fire 128 for 5 after being asked to bat in this do-or-die contest. The winner will seal a spot in the Super Fours of Atlantic Conference. Remember, the Lightnings are already there. Inside out over the top. Jacob loves to play this shot. And the success rate so far in scoring 6 in the region is 100%. Free swing of the bat, and the fact that the ball turns further away helps Jacob. Oh, Jacob Pienaar. The long levers come in handy. And a clear mind always does. Such a talented cricketer. 35 of 21 in a crunch game. He'll take that. Dry is looking for his first boundary. Setting himself for a huge hoik on the leg side and succeeding. That's gone to the adjacent field. Young Adam is learning. Another man with a huge reach, tall man indeed. Corner dry. And such a wonderful shot to watch as well on the leg side. Sets himself again for another shot on the leg side. This time no elevation though. He's decided to go down on the ground eventually Keep it down. 6-1, 6-1. And would be another 6. This time, Jacobus Pienaar. He startled Babar Bhai. Just loving the language that these two batters are speaking at the moment. 6-1, 6-1, 6. Clean swing of the bat. Elevation, elevation. Not there. Prasad has pouched it eventually. And Jacobus Pienaar's brilliance with the bat in hand has come to an end. 42 or 23. And then this ball as well. Adams finally affording a smile. Was Pienaar praying that this one carries over the fence. Prasad puts his hand up at the right time. Literally and metaphorically. Oh, good catch. Really good catch. He's made it look simpler. Good balance. And great nonchalance. If only you get points for that too. 148 for 6. The last over coming up. 6 and a single, 6 and a single, then another 6. That spell has been broken. As Khan's produced a W eventually. Young Adam Khan's gone for runs, all right, but he's picked up 3 crucial wickets in the big game. At this stage, half the quota of wickets belong to the leg spinner. No prizes for guessing. It's going to be Kevin to bowl the final over. Adam not buckling under pressure. Slightly away from the reach of Obus. But within reach of Prasad if he times his jump, and that's exactly what he did. What a catch. Catching has been excellent. Straight down the ground. Khan has produced a 6 recently. And now he'll start this over, the final over, with a boundary. Deep inside the crease, expecting the Yorker. And he's hit that straight as an arrow. You can't set a fielder there. You just can't put a fielder there. Long on and long off might be as straight as they can be. Still, that ball would have traveled for 4. Amila Ponce, a stalwart of Atlanta Fire. In fact, in many franchise cricket tournaments that the Atlanta side plays, Ponce finds a part. He finds a place. Someone who knows the culture of Atlanta really, really well. Now Mila Ponce on strike for the first time in the final over. 4 deliveries left. 5 of the first 2 from Kevin. Slower delivery as expected. Swung the bat early. And it's another terrific catch. There isn't a thing that Adam Khan cannot do on a cricket field. After sensational dives towards the left and right and picking up 3 wickets already, he's produced a gem once again. It's the big hitting of Ponce back in the hut. Slower delivery from Kevin has done the trick. There was never a question of if. He never stopped believing Adam. And the only time he stuttered and stumbled was in the recovery, not while taking the catch. The 18-year-old has produced a moment of brilliance once again on the cricket field. And Atlanta Fire are losing out some sparks. 153 for 7. Slower delivery once again. The bottom hand comes off. This time it was in the gap though. Wants the second run. Too risky, the second run. Lesman believes he's already got the man. And Hossain's come out, played a shot, tried to run a 100-yard run. He's got to walk back. I'm very surprised that he actually went back for the second there. Very surprised. Because Cornet has got to face the majority of the deliveries because he's already struck a 6 and a 4. But Hossain believed he can get there. Lesman had other ideas. Good slower delivery once again. And remember, Cornet will always get there quicker. And Madhireddy, it'll take time for I beg your pardon, Hossain. It'll take time for Hossain to get back in time. Simply because his strides are shorter. Now, Venu Kalyan Madhireddy. There was a stage in this game where Madhireddy wouldn't have been padded up, would have already started to think about his bowling. Atlanta Fire have lost 8. Madhireddy box out. Puts bat to ball, picks up a single straight to Danzada, who refrains from throwing. Good thinking from Madhireddy to give it to Cornet to finish this off. The average score of 150 on this ground has been surpassed by Atlanta Fire. Final delivery. Slower delivery, much expected by Cornet Dry. Long gone in place. He's got to rush for the second. The second is on. Adam will back up eventually. And 2 more added to the tally. 157 for 8, the Atlanta Fire. And now they invite the Fort Lauderdale Lions to score 158 to be pronounced winners. They'll be mighty pleased, Atlanta Fire, to get to 157 on a track which is keeping low at times. And this is how they got to 157. The routes taken. Stephen Taylor's 24 came of great use. Zen left the wicket early today. Lendl Simmons with an excellent 45. Aaron Jones, an innings to forget. Jacobus Pienaar produced a good partnership with Lendl, getting to 42 of just 24 balls. But he wanted someone to up the ante towards the end. Some more firepower, and that came from Cornet Dryer's bat. 16 of 10, reaching 157 for 8 were the Atlanta Fire. The Fort Lauderdale Lions. Lot of bowling options today. Lot of bowling options. Isaiah Raja, unfortunately, that back getting hurt there, Isaiah Raja, and he could bowl only 1 ball, remember. Someone had to cover up for that. Ryan Gale said, I will. Went for runs, but picked up a crucial wickets. Kevin Stout was excellent with his bowling. 2 for 26 in a crunch game of this kind. Ravindra Prasad was sensational in his 4 overs. The wickets column ticked only once, but he produced a magnificent catch in the deep and always kept the pressure on. Adam Khan, the pick of the bowlers, the 18-year-old, picks up 3 wickets, has a huge heart after being hit away for 6s. and also completes some terrific catches. So 157 for 8 Atlanta Fire after being asked to bat first. The Fort Lauderdale Lions, well, they need 158 to advance in the tournament. We'll come back for the run chase. And first it was Taylor who started off with a gentle take, but wasn't too far away from the boundaries. Side was held with a freebie on the leg side. Even though the first boundary didn't come off the bat, a lot of others did because Taylor started to score them. The ball hiding itself in the bushes. And then Syed striking one straight down the ground. No chance for the fielders on a lovely outfield of this kind. You will see the ball win the race so many times. And this one was almost immediately. The very next delivery, Taylor getting one on the leg side. When this partnership was prospering, as Taylor hit this one on the up, he was looking more dangerous with every ball he faced. Atlanta Fire were off to a good start. Then Prasad was introduced into the attack. Picked up Zain with a quicker delivery. And Taylor departed with Kevin Stout picking up his first wicket. Brian went for runs, but he started off well. Brian Gale in the second delivery of his, picking up Jones. And that celebration as well. Then Pienaar started. Few from the textbook, few out of it. What an innings and what a partnership this was. Lendl Simmons and Jacobus Pienaar bringing Atlanta Fire back on track for a big total. And every time it was even slightly pitch short, Khan had to pay because Lendl Simmons targeted the leg side. With his swift hands, he was able to put the balls away. And Pienaar infused the proceedings with some lovely shots beyond the textbook. There was half an opportunity with the flying Danza Hyatt. But after that, it was all Lendl Simmons and Jacobus Pienaar. Before this happened. Unbelievable take by Vineet. And immediately Hamilton departed, missing a straight one. Jacobus Pienaar continued his merry way. And Connor Dry helping him out as well. The two South Africans promising a big finish. Then Pienaar went for another on the leg side, this time startling Babar. But this one, I think the wicket belongs to Prasad as much as it does to Khan. Dry didn't disappoint. Got the boundary towards the end. But Aponso did, missing out on a slower delivery. An unbelievable catch by Adam Khan, the youngster. The second run was definitely not on, and Hussain realized that as soon as he started to run the second. There was some momentum for Kevin Stout. And in the end, Atlanta Fire reached 157 in their allotted 20 overs for the loss of 8 wickets. Thanks to Simmons and Pienaar and their 40s to get there. Khan picked up 3, Stouts 2, Prasad 1 wicket and a splendid catch. And Fort Lauderdale Lions will await to get on the field with the two batters there. 158 is what the Fort Lauderdale Lions require to seal a place in the Super Fours. Will they be able to get there though? We'll be there for every ball of that run chase very, very soon. Don't go anywhere.
You're watching the Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, brought to you by our 2023 partners.
Mervyn and Tejna Ryan for the Fort Lauderdale Lions. And that extra bit of bounce once again from corner. And it also looks like Mervyn is going to be in some pain. Or he's hit the ball further, or he's thrown the bat further. Darlington takes 2. And the batter rise via Korea. Darlington subscribes to the baseball theory. Hit the ball, throw the bat away. This happened a couple of balls ago. And in the very next delivery, we're back live, in fact. And Connor Dry knew that he can't appeal because the bounce is such. What an eventful over this is turning out to be now. A flying bat a couple of times, the batter being hit. Connor Dry getting that extra bit of bounce. And this one going further away after pitching. That's the second extra in the over. But the first that'll be written against Corney's name. Somehow was able to put bat to ball, and this time was expecting more bounce. Darlington. 4 of the first over. Fort Lauderdale Lions 4 without a wicket.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Taylor in the power play. Something he loves to do in USA colors too, if required. Slip in place for the young Tej Narayan. He's one of those talents who's been fast-tracked to international cricket, and boy, has he been terrific. Still remember that double century against Zimbabwe. Absolute class. Oh, this one is just helping it on its way. A gift from Taylor. We'll wait for the umpire's signal. 3 runs there on the scoreboard. And the ball will not be counted at all. Second time to the same fielder. Oh, good delivery from Taylor. This was quicker. Tejnarayan Chandrapal taking his time. Oh, slightly short. There is protection in the deep. First run off the bat. Tejnarayan Chandrapal off the mark. Darlington just might be more comfortable against spin. Well fielded. Over spinner quickly onto it. Now the extra delivery. Remember, the first one was a wide. Would it be a boon or a bane, the extra delivery? No damage done. Four runs coming off the over eventually. 8 without a wicket.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का।
लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Tejnarayan Chandrapal taking his time here, 1 of 5. We talked about his exuberance and the plethora of shots and talent. Inside out this time. And will get the first boundary. Tejnarayan Chandrapal will settle his nerves. Corner drive was generating that extra bit of bounce in the previous over that Tejnarayan was watching very carefully from the non-strikers end. The moment it was pitched up, he loves to hit it on the up as well. Found the gap on the offside, Tejnarayan. He's worked a lot on this shot, especially with Roddy, the coach, in under 19. I remember him working with Roddy for the mental aspect of the game as well. And he doesn't have to look for motivation too far away. He just has to look at his household. Oh, good one. Good comeback. Corner dry, going back to the extra bit of bounce. Serves him well. The bottom hand came off, wasn't in control, taken. Corner has the last laugh. And Tejnarayan Chandrapal's innings cut short to just 5 of 8. Aaron enjoyed this. Corner definitely would have. Oh, it's a disappointing end indeed, just when he was starting to look so good. No timing on it whatsoever. Slightly slow as well from Corner. A watchful girl early on, a watchful girl. Still searching for the first run. Connor Dry won't shy away from the chin music. He'd saved up this delivery for the last, that shorter delivery. 12 for 1 after 3. Successful over. Successful over for Atlanta Fire. This one came back in sharply. Big appeal as well. Just held its line. Hamila gets a word of advice from Jones. He was very excited. Was it the height or was it a bit of bat on it? Just skidded through. Was committed to the back foot. I don't think it hit him at all. Yes, that's what he's suggesting. It didn't hit him at all. It hit the keeper's pad. The keeper cannot be LBW. This time, the reaction of the batter hasn't changed. Umpire unmoved. Amila Ponzo has started with 2 questions that have gone unanswered. Was on the back foot too. We're back live. We're back live. This has been an over of appeals. Darlington. Surely is living dangerously. There was no bat involved, that's for sure. Very, very animated Hamilton. And a very, very stoic Darlington in front of the wicket. Puts bat to ball straight to the fielder. Superb work there by young Atindra Subramanian. Boy, is he a live wire. Atindra Subramanian now. Aponso yet to give away a run. And that will be the case. Finally, owing to Obis Pienaar's butterfingers, a single's been taken. And Gale gets off the mark with that single too. 2 runs of Aponso's first over. What an over this has turned out to be. 3 appeals back to back as well. 14 for 1, Fort Lauderdale Lions.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
35 wickets in 12 matches. Atindra Subramanian greeted with a boundary's first ball. He's waiting for ages for the shot. Gale is so happy that he got it from the middle of the bat. Now that confidence would be flowing in him, it can be a different kind of an innings from here on. There's always something about a batter hitting it straight down the ground like that. And there's always something marvelous about it. Atindra's response, a better length. Tying Gale on the back foot. Well adjusted, but straight to the field. The third man's inside the circle and it's rather gone quickly to him. No chance for Darlington to scoot for a single. He's got to stray at the non-striker's end. Gale was easy to get that single after scoring the boundary. First one that is kept a little low. So much so that not just the batter, but even Hamilton behind the wicket, the keeper was searching for putting the hands in the right position. Should be taken. And it spilled. Running backwards was not going to be easy. Aaron Jones knew that, but still called for it. With three men converging, I still believe running backwards would have been the most difficult way to take that catch. Someone else should have gone for it. Atindra Subramanian cannot believe that a wicket has evaded him. What an effort from Jones, though. The leading edge. Atindra was praying that this be taken. Gale survives. Keeper standing up. Less options for Darlington. Survives another appeal. Darlington's luckiest days today. The ball's hit his pads more than the bat that he's carrying out there. And it's a good ploy to bring the keeper up. It's a great over by Atindra, who's generated an opportunity and come back really well after being hit away for 4 first ball. 5 comes of it. 19 for 1.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का।
लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट में क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
No wonder. Amila Punzo continues. Darlington, 3 of 13 now, manacled to the non-strikers in. Slower delivery. Gale wants that single. Darlington would be easy to get going now. It's not going to be easy against Amila Punzo. It's important to make the most of what this power play can bring now. 4 deliveries left in the power play. The power plays definitely belong to Atlanta Fire. Fort Lauderdale Lions have been tied to 20 for 1. And the required rates crept up to 9.4 already. Lendl Simmons has been asked to provide his services in front of the wicket. No more slip. Wants to stop that single there, Amila Ponzo. Lucky that he got some bat on it. Darlington very itchy to get going. Can't get that single there too. 3 of 15, more pressure on Darlington. It's not for the lack of effort here. It's the brilliance of a Poncho. 3 dot balls back to back. And will finish with a wicket. The middle stump is lying dead. Darlington goes for the big shot and misses it completely. You could sense that he was feeling itchy. And it's an innings that he wants to forget as quickly as possible. Oh, the Fort Lauderdale Lions have been absolutely caged in the first 6 overs. Darlington ventures out. It's a straight, simple, quick delivery. And Amila Ponzo gets the wicket that has been evading him for a while. And this time it doesn't need to appeal. Middle stump uprooted. 20 for 2. Dancer higher than number 4. That's also because the required rate's almost touching 10. There's no question about Dancer Hyde's power hitting. But Fort Lauderdale Lions have definitely been put on a back foot due to some excellent fielding and relentless bowling on line and end. Started with Corner's brilliance and that extra bit of bounce. Then Amila Ponzo has been nothing short of magnificent. Young Gatindra almost provided the wicket. He's got another opportunity up here. Bowling 1 in the power play, 1 just after. Will run it down to third man. So fine. Will get the boundary. Gale. So sensible. Young Atindra Subramanian's got a judo move in reply. His powers have been used against him. Provided so much pace to it that all that Gale had to do was open the face of the bat and guide it. This is much better from Subramanian. Not just that bounce factor, but that length as well. And it almost feels like Gale has been camping on the back foot. The fielder at extra cover. Moves 2 to 3 yards inside the 30-yard circle already. No problem there. Oh, yes, there is a problem, says umpire Kane. Kale would have put on the dancing shoes. But that doesn't distract Kane. That was beyond the guideline. Excellent call by Brian Kane. Down the ground, single. Hyatt on strike for the first time. This is going to be exciting. Required rate 9.7. Danza has no time to get settled. You can't run if it goes as quickly as it did to Amila. Inside the circle. One of the better fielders in the side. And it's good to see young fast bowlers not getting phased by the fact that the first ball disappears for 4. That extra delivery in between the over. That wide delivery. That's the reason he's got to run in now. Atindra Subramanian. He's missed his line. And Danza Hyatt will make him pay immediately. Hyatt's off the mark. And Fort Lauderdale Lions get a much needed boundary at the end of the over 2. Flicked away nicely. And the ball's not welcome in the dugout. 30 on the board for the loss of 2. Amila Ponce gets his 3rd over on the trot. Captain believes there is a wicket hiding. This time a slip is in place. Nice and slow from Amila Ponce. That's enough evidence of the confidence that Amila Ponce has at the moment. Nice and slow. When the required rate's 10 and knows that the batter will come after him, mixes it up with a quicker delivery. What an over this is turning out to be for Amila Ponzo. Yet to concede a run. And he's conceded 3 overall in 15 deliveries and picked up a wicket already. Oh, there wasn't an effort to go for a big shot. There wasn't an effort to play a shot. For runs, that is. Offering a dead bat to it. 10.3 the required rate. Still no run. Amila Ponzo on the brink of delivering a maiden over. Not to be, inside out, over the top, will clear Braille. Well, what a shot from Gale. Amila Ponzo missing his mark ever so slightly, and Gale gets hold of it. Playing the waiting game. Brian Gale. And as soon as he saw this one in the slot, no half measures. There was a long off lurking. Couldn't do much though. Amila Ponce gave away 3 runs in 2 overs, gave away twice as many in 1 ball. That can happen in a game of cricket. Still excellent figures. It was just a matter of time before Jacobus Pienaar will roll his arm over. Now the time has come. Very shrewd left arm orthodox Jacobus. And because of his height, he gets that extra bit of bounce as well, which sometimes troubles him in getting LBW decisions his favor. In his favor. So what he does then is deliberately pushes the ball up so that the ball is met by the pad on the up. And the chances of getting that LBW decision grow manyfold. So far, both the batters have decided to milk the bowling. Danza Hyatt leaving a delivery that wasn't too far away from his off stick. Painstakingly close to the off stump as far as Pienaar is concerned. Outstanding over Pienaar. No room, not much turn as well. Quick and extra bit of bounce. Lovely line too. That off stump line. Danza's thrown his bat at it. They need a big innings from Danza today. Gale is taking his own sweet time to Fort Lauderdale Lions. They're looking for a big innings from Danza Hyatt. One that's destructive to the core. But he's been kept quiet so far by the Atlanta Fire bowlers. This is turning out to be a remarkable bowling effort already. 9 overs, 41 for 2, the Fort Lauderdale Lions. The big shot has been evading Danza. It's been 9 deliveries already. Gale has been kept quiet too, considering that the required rate is 10.7. And Fort Lauderdale Lions have been able to preserve wickets towards the halfway mark, as they believe that wickets in hand towards the end is the key. Venukalyan Madireddy. Every time there is some movement off the deck, Venukalyan Madireddy has produced wickets. That struck well. And despite a dive from long on, it will race away to the fence. The second boundary down the ground for Gale. Got just enough bat on it. The comparison till now. Well, in 6 overs, Atlanta Fire were 44 for 2. And around the same time, 30 for 2, the Fort Lauderdale Lions. Both of them believe the wickets in hand is key. But Atlanta Fire got off to a better start. A fiery start, if you may. Those Manhattans are not neck to neck, if you see. The red and the blue. And neither are the Atlanta Fire. Got off to a better start indeed, but 2 wickets fell in quick succession compared to the distance between the dots for the men in red. The worm in red there. Good slower delivery. That little break has definitely helped the bowler to change his plans, go for what he's known for. He's good at Venukalyan Madireddy. The cutters. So experienced, Madireddy. Fitting knock was single. Required rate still hovering around 10.8. 5 runs so far in this over. And Fort Lauderdale Lions are waiting for Danza Hyatt to roar. He needs to come good. And today is the big day. The plan almost worked for Madireddy. Danza Hyatt did offer the bat to it. Luckily, it didn't carry. Backward square was so accurately placed. At the halfway stage, Fort Lauderdale Lions are 47 for 2.
What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Pienaar gave away 5 of his first overs, able to not give room to Danza Hyatt and Gale. Same line length of attack continues. So quickly resets to bowl the next, Pienaar. Oh, well played and well run. Danza Hyatt was offering to run to the danger end. Gale, who'd played on the back foot, also agreed. Good single at the end of the day. It's a different battle now. A run a ball 10 for Hyatt, looking for a big shot against Pienaar, who's accurate. His thrown is batted it this time around. Not enough contact. Not enough timing. The wicket seems to be assisting spinners more in the second innings, even more. It was looking good when Prasad was in operation. Gale's gone straight down the ground. And he clears very easily in the end. A welcome 6 for Brian Gale. And Fort Lauderdale Lions push beyond the 50 mark. Oh, read the length early. And the free swing of the bat had something that resembled Christopher Henry Gale as well. Brian Gale for the first time, more runs than balls consumed. And he'd want to keep it that way for a long time. Eleven overs gone. 56 for 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का।
लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट में क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Madhu Reddy, ready with his cutters. Played that really well, did Gale. Still gets only a single. Good cricket all around, in fact. Madhu Reddy cramping the batter for room. Bowling it short as well first up. Least expected. The underedge. Danza Hyatt is looking for the middle of the bat. Something's got to give at this stage. Required 11.6. And Dan Zahayat has put this missile out to the ground. Straight down the ground is the best place to go. And both these batters have signed a petition. You keep it outside the arc of Dan Zahayat, because if it is in the arc, then he will smash it. A very itchy Danza will feel at ease now. What a shot. Followed by 2 runs there. That's 6 followed by 2 runs. Nine runs of the over so far. Slower delivery. Dan Zahayat doesn't pick up the slower delivery. Wanted to pick it up and post it on the leg side. Missed it completely. The art of picking a slower delivery. One might learn it from Gale, who's done really well today in picking the slower deliveries. It's a dangerous line to be bowling to Hyatt. Ten runs of Madhya Reddy's second over. 66 for 2. (2023) Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship. Coming to you live from the Prairie View Cricket Complex. This must-win game to find a spot in the Super Fours of the Atlantic Conference. The Atlanta Fire locking horns with the Fort Lauderdale Lions. Dan Zahayat has been caught a couple of times swinging at the fences but missing it completely. What happened there? Really good collect by Hamilton. Bottom hand came off, but Hyatt has enough power to send it sailing. Even if it's marginally short, Hyatt will also go for it. He's seen his counterparts do the same today. Jacobus Pienaar was very short for Hyatt's liking. Didn't read the pace on it. But that one-handed effort will still yield maximum to Hyatt and Fort Lauderdale Lions. Missed his mark there, Oberspinner. Good throw from corner. Just a single. Oberspinner has played this format in even a shrunken version. all around the world. He's got to use his experience to make a good comeback. Hamilton was praying that the arms of the umpire stay sideways and do not move. This time it's a wide delivery. Sorry, Obus, you flirted too much with the guideline. Straight to the fielder. Gale wanted it in the gap. You could sense the frustration here. You just can. Yes, a ball's disappeared for 6 early on in the over. Still, the required rate is 11.5. "13 overs gone, 76 for 2.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
Hamilton's not happy with the throw. I thought it was accurate enough. Now this partnership's moved on to 57 with that single of 43 balls. Equal contributions from Danza Hyatt and Brian Gale. Much needed for the Fort Lauderdale Lions. Danza's got to pray that may every portion of the bat be the middle. They need runs. The Fort Lauderdale Lions at 12 and over with 8 wickets in hand. You need the set batters to go bonkers at this stage. So sensible from Gale. Moving away, piercing the gap, still getting only a single. The lack of pace is what is troubling here. Gale and Hyatt love it when the ball comes onto the bat, but that's exactly what Dry doesn't want to provide. And it might be a tactical masterstroke to bring Connor Dry back at this stage for just 1 over perhaps and hold him back for 1 more towards the death. And just as we were speaking about it, Danza Hyatt wants every part of the bat to be the middle. The ball will fly away for 4. Not in control, but the scorecard doesn't differentiate. Top edge races away to the fence. This time in control. Or maybe not. Take it in the deep. Danza cannot believe it. The partnership has been broken, and Conor Dry in this over has proven once again why he is captain's best friend. Called up for a mission. Breaks the partnership. Well judged catch as well by Zain. That's the end of Danza Hyatt, who's played an exciting innings of 32 of 22. But just when you felt that he was getting started, he's lost his wicket. It wasn't a regular fluent Danza out there today. He was scoring more runs off the edges. Once it did hit the middle of the bat, he got a 6, and then next time, holds out. Prasad comes to the middle. Greeted with a little bit of a massage by Hamilton. That's what it looked like. What a no, but this is for Conor Dry. 3 singles, a boundary, and a wicket. Prasad off the mark. "14 overs gone. 84 for 3, the Lions."
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का।
लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट में क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
I think the Subramanian. It's good to see young fast bowlers bowling almost their full quota. I believe that he'll bowl his full quota despite not showing wickets in the column, because he's been terrific. Atindra Subramanian. Now, if he bowls the 15th, then he can always come back for the 17th and leave the more important 19th, the penultimate, that is, to someone more experienced like Conor Dry. Cheeky. And the innovation pays off for Prasad. He's a very good batter. Look how late he moves. Fine leg inside the circle. And he's picked it up from outside off, way outside off. Seems to be a very exciting batter as well. Ravindra Prasad. Now Subramanian. Subramanian knows this template. How to come back after being hit away for 4. Prasad is also on top of his game. Oh, what a battle. And this is why playing this shot is only possible if you have a good dentist on speed dial. Slower delivery from Subramanian. Prasad misses it and gets one right in the face. Good slower delivery. The ball becomes more troublesome for the batter if it sneaks through the helmet grill. Otherwise, it hits the grill. It's just a scare, but not much damage done. And that can be a positive here for Prasad. Now he knows that the slower delivery is something that he can pick. Waits for the ball this time. And the slower delivery has been picked brilliantly indeed. One time extra. Once too many slower deliveries. One too many. He'd made his mind up as well that he wants to go for a hike on the leg side. Very good shot. 2 boundaries in 3 balls. Seesaw battle continues between the experienced and the youngster. This time through the offside. Misfield, a little bit of a misfield by Madhu Reddy. 3 taken in the process. That'll do. A dot ball. 11 runs of the over so far. 1 delivery left. Gale's got to throw the bat at it. 63 required in 31. Slower delivery once again. I think this is from the back of the hand. Result is sweet for Subramanian. 12 runs come of this over. 96 for 3. Prasad's got height, but not the distance. Oh, yes, he does. Stephen Taylor has spilt it over the ropes. What should have been a comfortable catch. And I believe if there was no intervention whatsoever, would have been a boundary then. Taylor, instead of taking it, has parried it over the fence. Oh, that is regulation. And even Taylor knows. Amila Ponso will feel robbed of a wicket here. Straight to the fielder. Both the batters have managed a single, even though it was hit very quickly to the fielder inside the circle. Wants that single now as well. Atindra has chosen the non-strikers and Hamilton's unhappy with the courier delivered to the wrong address. He believed there was a better opportunity to get Prasad out. 16 overs gone. It's all happening here. 107 for 3. 51 required of the last 4. Now Madhureddy has got 2 up his sleeve. He's given away 16 and is yet to pick up a wicket. Madhureddy has got good cutters though. Required rates touch 12.7. But who's going to bowl the next 4? Let's find out. Corney's got 1 more over up his sleeve. Might be the 19th, the penultimate. Amila Ponso's bowled out with excellent figures already. Atindra Subramanian, this youngster, will he get another? Jacobus Pina's got 1 more. Venukalyan bowls the 17th. Let's say Atindra comes back for 1 more. 18th. Corney Dry bowls the 19th. That leaves Venukalyan Madhureddy to come back for the 20th then. He's missed his mark completely. And he's got to pay for it here, Madhureddy. Umpire Brian Kane suggests that the height was too much indeed. It's a no ball. Hence, it's going to be a free hit. Gale doesn't put bat to ball. Madhir Reddy is able to deliver a dot ball under pressure. The pressure was not of the situation that the scorecard read. The pressure was more because many forms of getting him out are suspended, and because this happened, the ball slips out of Madhir Reddy's hands. A beamer. Cheeky from Prasad, and that's been his middle name today. If fine leg's inside the cursor, well, if the fine leg is inside the circle, Prasad will go for it. Loves the fine leg area. And no matter what line the ball is, moves accordingly, takes the risk, puts it away. It's not that he's succeeded every time, but he's succeeded most of the times, Prasad. And when a batter is playing shots of that kind, it's very difficult to set a field. 24 of 10. This one's connected. And it's gone many a mile. Yes, PBCC is huge. And there are many grounds alongside. Slower delivery. And Prasad was in a great position to launch this one out of the park. Madhir Reddy is getting a little predictable. And he's paying the price for it. "11 runs of Madhir Reddy's over so far. No runs of the free hit. But of the other deliveries, the last two especially, 4 and 6. Went rather quickly. Had it been a direct hit, different story altogether. Prasad was stranded. Direct hit at the non-striker's end would have been difficult. But what an over. What an eventful over indeed. 120 for 3. Atindra Subramanian to bowl the 18th. Indeed. So maybe corner for the 19th. Subramanian starts off with a wide. Good collect by Hamilton. Hamilton today has been great behind the wickets. Very supportive indeed. Big swing and a miss. Now Atindra is just confirming with the umpire how much is the batter trying to move outside off, because Prasad's shown signs already of going leg side, and he can only do that if he creates that angle by walking outside off. Playing a cheeky shot, that is. Oh, low full toss. Straight down the ground. No big flourish of the bat, but big runs indeed. It might have been a low full toss, but still had to be hit away. And pure timing from Prasad this time. In hindsight, it's a sensational hit. Once again, a Yorker gone wrong, and Prasad strikes. He's developing a great habit of hitting a 4 after a 6. Happened in the previous over. It's happening now. And the full tosses are not helping. Very benign. Wide long off. Good swing. Misses it completely though. Swing of the bat, that is. Good delivery. Good delivery, I beg your pardon. Outside off, just around the 4th stump region. Subramanian's changed his plan because the Yorker hasn't worked. Slower delivery. One-handed, this should be taken. Fingers pointing upwards, sun blaring and glaring right into his eyes. Still takes the catch. Finally, Subramanian's rewarded with a wicket. And it's come in the shape of Prasad, who's starting to look dangerous, who's trying to make a game out of this. Good catch by Bonza. And Subramanian has the last laugh. 27 in 13. Gale is a set batter. Prasad was unbelievable with his striking. 41 of 19. Fort Lauderdale Lions needed him to be there. In the end, what he'll be most disappointed by is that he missed out on a full toss. Kevin. Oh, Kevin strikes well. First delivery. In fact, it's gone straight into the hands. Oh, Pienaar in the deep. I, for a moment, thought that's disappearing for 4. But there was a deep point lurking in Pienaar. A golden duck for Kevin, 131 for 5. Subramanian, he's finished his quota of 4. He would so wish that he can bowl another. He's on a hat trick. Corner drive for the 19th. And there was an edge to it, is what Hamilton's saying. Yes, the finger has also risen. It took a while. It gave hope against hope to Gale. No big celebrations from Corner, who's come back and picked up a wicket immediately. Gale deep inside the crease. Take outside edge in hindsight. Hamilton knew. Cornish churned out terrific figures, 15 and 3 wickets taken for the 15 he's conceded in 19 deliveries. In a chase of 158 on Prairie View Cricket Complex, 3 for 15 is something you'll take any day as a captain from your bowler. But wait, it's not done yet. 2 new men at the crease. 27 required of 11 deliveries. Doesn't get it from the middle of the bat. Only a single. A denomination that Dry is not worried about. Alderman Lesman is off the mark. He's got to push for the second. And the second, oh well, that was suicidal, but Hamilton has missed it completely. It was a very good throw from Taylor. Hamilton didn't collect it. Alterman was a goner. Today, the field setting, especially the fine leg in third man region, has been sensational. They've been a step ahead, and I think there is a countersign going between corner dry and the fielders in those regions. They tend to adjust themselves exactly for that shot. They just know when the slower delivery is coming up or when the batter is going to choose that region. Don't bother. It's a wide delivery. Corner dry is absolutely frustrated. It's very difficult to tell from this angle. Hamilton throws his head up in anguish. Corner dry gets his head down. "21 of 7. Lesman has to find a boundary of this ball. 17 required of the last over. Then fine legs inside the circle, not good contact made. Nasir will ensure it's only a single. 20 required of the last over. 19 the cushion for Atlanta. The Fire have a cushion of 19 and looks like it's going to be Taylor who's been called to finish this game off with a ball in hand. Fort Lauderdale Lions, they'll be calculating. They need to clear 3 out of the park. A couple of singles here and there. It's not going to be an easy task, especially for a new man in. But he's got to believe here in himself. Vinith. And Lesmond, of course, who's picked up a single and retained strike. He's got to do the bulk of the striking. Lesmond, the more recognized batter. Only a single. And Lesmond has taken that single as well. Just for a moment, I thought that he'll farm the strike. Or the Fort Lauderdale Lions. They need to see this disappear out of the ground. 19 of 5. Everything on the line. And Taylor struck timber. He's bowled at the base of the off stump. And Vinith has got a walk. Vinith had to go for a big shot. He felt venturing out provided a better opportunity. That was quick, flat, and accurate. Two wet max. "17 required of 3 balls. 2 sixes and a boundary at this stage. It's a super over. 3 sixes. It's Fort Lauderdale walking away with victory. A dot ball at this stage, and Atlanta Fire have 1 foot in the Super Fours already. No more extras. That's what Taylor would be telling himself. Finish this off quickly. On the leg side, poor delivery, has to pay for it. The 6 comes as customary from Brown. 11 required of 1 ball. That was a very good strike indeed. And Atlanta Fire would want this to be a legal delivery. What a hard-fought game of cricket this has been. But Atlanta Fire have clearly been a better side, especially with their bowling effort. Fort Lauderdale Lions, well, the flip of the coin did go their way. And this will hardly leave the 30-yard circle. A single would mean it's the Atlanta Fire who've sealed a spot in the Super Fours of 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship by a margin of 9. It's Atlanta Fire who walk away with this game. They've been exceptional with the ball in hand. Fielding has been terrific, and bowling has been superb indeed. Thanks to Corner Dry and Aponzo, who was so tight from the word go. Now, Fort Lauderdale Lions lost the Tejnarayan Chandrapul factor early today. Marvin Darlington, 3 of 17, was struggling. Brian Gale showed great resistance. Danza Hyatt showed glimpses of hope, but someone had to carry on. Ravindra Prasad had too much to do after 41 of 19. A terrific innings indeed, but needed the extra pair of hands and oomph from the people coming thereafter. Kevin Stout didn't score a run today. Alderman Lesman, a run of all 4 for him. Vinith had too much to do by the time he came out to bat, and Brown did the customary with the 6, but still falling short with the Fort Lauderdale Lions. Atlanta Fire, Corner Dry, pick of the bowlers, 4 overs, 3 wickets for just 21, and you take that in a must-win game. Stephen Taylor bowled 2, was expensive in his first over, came back really well in his second, which was the final over of the game. Amila Ponzo, the unsung hero, has picked up a wicket, but he bowled crucial overs inside the power play and tied down the main batters of Fort Lauderdale Lions. Atindra Subramanian, the youngster, still learning as he picks up 2 for 38 eventually. Jacobus Pienaar in his 3 goes wicketless today, but took a terrific catch indeed. And Venu Kalyan Majid Reddy, just when we thought he'll get his quota of 4, was stopped at 3 as Stephen Taylor put his hand up for bowling the final over. Wickets at regular intervals taken by Atlanta Fire, and they've done enough as a bowling unit to walk into the Super Fours with a win. Atlanta Fire 157 for 8 after being asked to bat first. Lendl Simmons is 45, comes to great use. Jacobus Pienaar was superb in building the partnership with Lendl Simmons, 42 of just 24. Similar figures for Prasad as well with a bat in hand, 41 of 19 for the Fort Lauderdale Lions, but they eventually fall short by 9 runs due to the brilliance of Corner Dry, 21 for 3 with his bowling, and Subramanian picked up 2 as well. Gale's 40 of 43 was a touch slow in the end, and Danza Hayat had to continue just when he was starting to go for the big shots, got out. Lauderdale Lions, Fort Lauderdale Lions, 148 for 7 at the end of the day for them. An Atlanta Fire win by a margin of 9 runs to be in the Super Fours of the Atlantic Conference. Shots and talent. Inside out this time. And the bottom hand came off, wasn't in control, taken. 35 wickets in 12 matches. Atindra Subramanian greeted with the boundaries first ball. Should be taken. And will finish with a wicket. Will run it down to third man. So fine. His misses line. And Danza Hayat will make. Not to be inside out. Over the top. Will. That struck well. And despite a dive from long, he was looking good when Prasad was in operation. Gale's gone straight down the ground. And he clears very easily. Required 11.6. And Danza Hayat has put this missile out to the ground. Bottom hand came off, but Hayat has enough power to see towards the death. And just as we were speaking about it, this time in control. Or maybe not. Cheeky. So the slower delivery is something that he can pick. Waits for the ball this time. And the slower delivery has been picked brilliantly indeed. Prasad's got the height, but not the distance. Oh, yes, he does. Cheeky from Prasad, and that's been his... This one's connected. Playing a cheeky shot, that is. Oh, low full toss. Straight down the ground. Once again. The Yorker hasn't worked. Slower delivery. One-handed. This should be taken. Oh, Kevin strikes well. First delivery. Corner drive for the 19th. And there was an edge to it, is what Hamilton said. On the line. And Taylor struck timber. He's balled at the base of the off stump. That's what Taylor would be telling himself. Finish this off quickly. On the leg side, poor delivery, has to pay for it.
You're watching the Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, brought to you by our 2023 partners.